What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Many of you guys who listen to me have been married. Some of you are still happily married. Some of you guys are miserably divorced. And in those marriages, maybe you have kids, okay? And for those who have kids and never been married, I think this is also, it applies to you. Because here's one thing that happens in relationships. My parents went to a divorce. Some of you have had similar circumstances. When your parents divorce, for whatever the reason may yield, usually at some point, they start dating somebody else. Now, typically you might not like the person, right? Which was the case, in my own personal experience and things like that. But, as the guy that has kids, here's the new phenomenon going on in your life. And the question that you tend to ask yourself is, who is this man around my children? It only makes sense. All right. Now, I've seen this happen in two different situations. One, you still want the lady back and she don't want you back. Those situations, I've seen guys do a lot of crazy ass shit. I mean, dudes stalk the guy, threaten to fight him. Similar to what's happening with Kanye West. Or the other option is, the lady still wants you back and you moved on. And then what I've noticed in both cases, kids are used to weaponize the guy, either as a punishment or to piss him off. All right. And one thing that any man doesn't like is, some other guy around his kids. All right, you want to have a relationship, cool. But now you're taking a photo with my kids and you're in the car with my kids. And if you look at somebody like Pete Davidson, this dude has a history of like drug use and stuff like that. So I can understand the concern. But here's what's happening now, guys. Pete Davidson is getting close to Kim Kardashian's kids. And Pete Davidson, in comparisons to Kanye West, he's a complete bum. He doesn't have the resources, but there he is playing stepdaddy. And I want guys who really want to get into the marriage thing, guys who want to get into the long-term relationship thing. This is the most likely outcome that we're seeing in men's relationships today. Especially in the black community where, marriages stick together for 5 minutes. Some other guy who probably is not as successful as you will be able to be around your kids. She will be able to poke indirect jokes at you behind it and make you feel like shit. And typically, there's nothing that you can do about it. That's just really what it is. Okay. And if you are, if you're concerned about it, you're looked at as a hater. And Kanye West has been doing some questionable things, no doubt. But the reality is that you have these guys, these women typically can choose any guy they want. And then you're still providing for the children and possibly even his bum ass. Here's what I want to tell you guys that are in such situation. Shout out to my brother LAR Movement. All right, I want you guys to check out his book. He wrote a book called Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. All right, you guys know me and him. We have a podcast here on YouTube called The Brother Pill, and I want you to check out his story, what he had to do, and the reality is that what can keep you guys going when you're dealing with something like this. And it's completely unfair. You don't like the guy. He's around your kids. You got to be strong for the child. All right. That's just something that has to happen. The child needs you. Okay. And even though you can't do anything about it, understand one thing. You are still a man. And I know that Kanye West must hate this. And again, I really disagree with a lot of stuff that Kanye West has done. But look at this. What can he do? You're a billionaire, bro. Like you cannot do anything about this. That guy is going to be around as long as he wants. She wants that guy around. He's around. Yes, you have guys who will definitely date women with 4 or 5 kids. A lot of times we sit back in these communities in the manosphere and stuff like that. Like, listen, that chick has 3 or 4 kids by somebody. Nobody wants her. Yeah, somebody does want her. Typically a guy who's doing worse than you. And she knows that, and she's accepted that lot. That ain't nobody else gonna deal with me, but a dude like this, I'm down for it. Especially if it pisses him off, I'm really down for it. Okay? And the more upset that you're gonna get about it, you're gonna get pissed off at it, the worse it's going to be. Not telling you guys how to do it, but I've seen it. Seen it with my own family. And family members. The lady moves on, gets with a different dude. The dude's like, why you got this dude around my kids and all this? Those are my kids. What you mean, yo kids? And next thing you know, you got big issues. And I want guys to really take into consideration another thing too, brothers. Before you do the marriage thing, really look at where are these women? Where are their families from, brothers? Okay, I gotta say that, and it's important because a lot of times we're marrying ladies from our community that have never come from households that have been married. And let me just say this: I know that that people from marriage families get divorced. I get it. But if you're dealing with ladies, you're having kids with ladies who've never seen a father figure before and don't understand the value of that, you're gonna have a big problem, man. This is one of the reasons why a lot of brothers are really dating and marrying out other women of other races. Not necessarily that, that they look better, but they have a little bit more, at least some black men feel like, well, she understands family a little bit more than where I come from. You should really look into dealing with somebody who they see an active marriage. They've been involved in a marriage. They've seen that. Because I see too many guys like Kanye West threatening to fight the guy, going to jail behind that, emotions still tied up in the chick because you still want her, she still wants you. And like I would tell guys right now, don't be Pete Davidson. It's the best way to get killed. I will tell guys like this: if a chick got 3 to 4 kids and you don't have any kids, it's best to stay away from that problem. Ain't no coochie in the world worth those problems, bro. Don't do it. You can go do with something else. I'm telling you, gonna make it bad for yourself. Listen to me. I've been there. I've done that as a young man. It is not worth it. All right? It ain't worth it. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Already appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.